What if I told you the Philippines' history is a tale of volcanic origins, fierce battles, and unyielding spirit? This archipelago, with its more than 7,000 islands, has a story that spans millions of years, shaped by the forces of nature and the resilience of its people. From the fiery birth of its islands to the struggles for independence, the Philippines' history is a rich tapestry woven with threads of courage, innovation, and cultural fusion. Our story begins some 50 million years ago, with volcanic eruptions crafting the Philippine archipelago. These eruptions were not just isolated events, but part of a grand geological process that saw the Pacific Plate and the Eurasian Plate colliding, giving rise to the islands we know today. The land was formed from molten lava, cooled and solidified over millennia, creating a unique and diverse landscape that would become home to a rich variety of flora and fauna. Fast forward to 30,000 years ago, the first settlers arrived from Asia, crossing over ancient land bridges. These early inhabitants were Austronesian-speaking people, skilled in navigation and agriculture. They brought with them knowledge of farming, fishing, and pottery, laying the foundations for the complex societies that would later develop. These settlers lived in harmony with the land, developing intricate social structures and cultural practices that would endure for thousands of years. By the 10th century, Chinese traders and Muslim merchants from Borneo were welcomed by coastal villagers. These interactions were not merely economic, but also cultural exchanges that enriched the local communities. The Chinese brought silk, porcelain, and other goods, while the Muslim traders introduced new religious and cultural practices. This period saw the rise of powerful coastal kingdoms and sultanates, such as the Sultanate of Sulu and the Kingdom of Tondo, which played significant roles in regional trade networks. But then, everything changed. In 1521, Ferdinand Magellan, under Spain's banner, claimed the islands and named them Las Filipinas. This marked the beginning of over 3 centuries of Spanish colonization, which would profoundly alter the course of Philippine history. The Spanish introduced Christianity, built churches, and established a colonial government that sought to control and exploit the island's resources. Spanish culture soon intertwined with local customs. Enter José Rizal. Rizal, a polymath and nationalist, used his writings to expose the injustices of Spanish rule and inspire a sense of national identity among Filipinos. His novels, Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, became rallying cries for reform and resistance. Rizal's execution in 1896 only fueled the growing revolutionary fervor. His writings ignited the Filipino spirit, leading to a revolution that saw Emilio Aguinaldo's rebels clashing with Spanish forces. The Philippine Revolution of 1896 was a watershed moment, as Filipinos from various regions united in their struggle for independence. Aguinaldo emerged as a key leader, and his forces achieved significant victories, capturing key towns and cities. Though not fully victorious, they forced Spain to negotiate. The Pact of Biak-na-Bato in 1897 temporarily halted hostilities, but the desire for true independence remained strong. The revolutionaries continued to organize and prepare for the next phase of their struggle. Then came the Americans. The Spanish-American War of 1898 brought new dynamics to the Philippines' quest for independence. In 1898, during the Spanish-American War, Commodore George Dewey's fleet decimated the Spanish Navy in Manila Bay. This decisive victory marked the end of Spanish colonial rule in the Philippines, but it also signaled the beginning of American involvement in the archipelago. The Treaty of Paris handed the Philippines to the US, but Filipinos, yearning for independence, resisted. The Philippine-American War ensued, a brutal conflict that lasted from 1899 to 1902. Filipino forces, led by Aguinaldo, fought valiantly against the better-equipped American troops. Despite their efforts, the war ended with the establishment of American colonial rule. World War II brought new trials. The Japanese occupation from 1942 to 1945 was a dark period, marked by hardship and resistance. After Pearl Harbor, Japanese forces invaded, but General Douglas MacArthur's promise to return was fulfilled in 1944 with the liberation of the Philippines. The Battle of Leyte Gulf was a turning point, leading to the eventual defeat of Japanese forces and the restoration of Philippine sovereignty. By 1946, the nation emerged as an independent republic, testament to its enduring spirit and resilience. The post-war period was a time of rebuilding and nation-building, as Filipinos worked to establish a democratic government and rebuild their economy. The challenges were immense, but the spirit of independence and self-determination guided the nation forward. From volcanic origins to the fight for freedom, the Philippines' history is a saga of struggle and triumph. It is a story of a people who have faced adversity with courage and determination, forging a unique identity that blends indigenous, Asian and Western influences. The rich cultural heritage, vibrant traditions and enduring spirit of the Filipino people continue to inspire and captivate the world. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating histories. The journey of the Philippines is far from over, and its history continues to evolve with each passing day. Join us as we explore more stories of resilience, innovation and cultural richness from around the world. Until next time, keep discovering and learning.